Hey guys, so this video is going to be quite a controversial one because I'm going to be talking about the books that I don't like, popular books in particular that I don't like, and I'm wearing the perfect shirt for this because it says, not my cup of tea. Well, these books are definitely not my cup of tea. First of all, I just want to say that just because I don't like these books does not mean that they are like bad books in any way. They are just not the books for me, and just feel free to love them as much as you want because I can totally understand why they might be someone's favorite book, but they are just definitely not my favorite books. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first book series I want to talk about is the Selection series by Kiera. I've read the first one. I bought the first and second one at the same time, but I've only read the first one and then I sold both of them because I thought the first one was so freaking bad. The Selection is basically a book series about some sort of a world or a country where they have this caste system, and you have the prince. So you had the prince and he has to find a wife or princess. So it's sort of a competition between all of these girls from different castes, and they all come together to sort of do a spin-off of The Bachelor or something. So it's basically about these girls fighting to be his prince. It's from what I can remember. And I can remember that it was so freaking cheesy, so freaking predictable, and just, oh my god, I just hated it. I gave it 1 star. I thought it was the worst. I can totally understand why some people would like this book because it's very fluffy and very easy to read, but in my opinion it was just so stupid. So yes, I'm sorry, but I hated the Selection. The next book I want to talk about is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and this is a very short book. It is about following your dreams and finding your sort of destiny and your passions and whatever, and I sort of half read it like a year ago. It is about this boy who follows his dreams and follows this sort of, he feels like he has to go somewhere to follow his destiny, and even though it can be quite inspiring at times, and it really was about the fact to follow your heart and follow your dreams, and it really taught you that, but I thought it was so overrated and actually quite boring. I think I gave it like 2 or 3 stars, but I really did not like it as much as so many other people, because it is so many people's sort of most favorite book ever and the most inspiring book ever, and I totally understand why it can be inspiring because it's really about following your heart and your dreams, but I thought it was quite boring. I didn't even finish it. I sort of skimmed the last half of the book and it just really was not my cup of tea whatsoever. It almost felt like it was too spiritual for me, and I'm definitely not that kind of spiritual a person. So yes, and again, I totally understand why so many people love it, but it was really not for me. I liked it. I not even liked it, I just liked it less than liking, sort of, if you know what I mean. But I think I gave it like 2 stars. So yes, The Alchemist. I'm sorry to offend people with this one, but it's not my cup of tea, and that's okay. The next book I want to talk about is Paper Towns by John Green. And of course, John Green has been such a popular writer for so long now, and yes, a couple of years ago, like 5 years ago, he was so much more popular than he is now. Of course, we've all read like Paper Towns, Looking for Alaska, The Fault in Our Stars, all of those books, but Paper Towns is definitely one that I really don't like. I also don't like Looking for Alaska, actually. I really love The Fault in Our Stars, but just Paper Towns, and I'm gonna include Looking for Alaska as well, are just 2 books that I really don't like. They're all sort of basically, they all have the same premise. It's about this sort of nerdy boy who doesn't know how to handle his feelings and who's like, he doesn't know how to talk to girls and all that stuff. And then you have the girl, so in Looking for Alaska it's Alaska, and in Paper Towns it's Margot Roth Spiegelman, I believe. And I actually believe that in both books the girls disappear and then they sort of have to find her again. And oh my god, I thought all of the books are basically the same. The final sort of chapter, it didn't give any answers. It was like, okay, so this is the conclusion? Great, bye. I don't know, I just really didn't like it. I also watched the film. It was just as annoying. I just don't really like that Margot girl in Paper Towns. She's just so stupid and selfish. So yes, Paper Towns, I'm sorry. I just really don't like it. I'm sorry, John Green. I love Fault in Our Stars, but Paper Towns and Looking for Alaska are just bleh. The next book is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dwyer, and I've already gotten rid of this book. And this is the book about a blind French girl and an orphan German boy during World War II. And it is about their journey during the World War and how they sort of cross paths. And I've heard amazing things about this book. It has won prizes and everything, but I thought it was so boring. The first part of the book was very, very interesting and I really flew through it, but then it suddenly became so boring and I skimmed basically the rest of the book and just read the final couple of pages just to kind of find out what really happened. So yes, all the light we cannot see, I'm so sorry, but nope. The next book I want to talk about, and this is going to be quite a controversial one, it is Fangirl by Rowell, and I've only read one book by her, Fangirl. And again, this is just not my cup of tea. I think that Rowell is just not my sort of writer, or the writer that writes the books that I enjoy. So Fangirl is about this girl who writes fanfiction, and I actually have the fanfiction book right here, Carry On. It's about Baz and Simon and Baz, okay. I got this one because it's signed by Rowell, so I kind of don't want to get rid of it because it's still, that's pretty cool. But Fangirl is about the girl who writes this fanfiction actually, and it was sort of Harry Potter inspired fanfiction, so I kind of should like it, but I really didn't. That book, Fangirl, it was cute, but again, it's just sort of too cheesy for me. I just don't like all of these cheesy, too cute books. And it's about her with like love and friendship and school and everything like that, and I enjoyed it, but it really just was not the sort of book for me, and I think I gave it maybe like 2 or 3 stars, so it's not that bad, but it's such a popular book and I just really don't like it that much. And the last book I want to mention, and this is again probably gonna be quite a controversial one, is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This book, I listened to this one on audiobook and the narrator was horrible, so I think that might also be a very big reason why I didn't like it. So I am actually thinking of rereading it, but then in physical form, because it is hyped like crazy and I really want to get the hype and just enjoy the book series. But I've just, okay, so I've read the first one, The Raven Boys, and it's about this group of boys, and you also have this girl named Blue, and I believe they had to find like a Welsh king. It was very whimsical and very, I don't know, it was strange in my opinion. Not a lot of things were happening from what I can remember, and the narrator was just awful. I just did not enjoy listening to the narrator whatsoever, and it is also probably just the main reason why I didn't like the book. But also the story, it just didn't really appeal to me that much, but maybe if I reread it in physical form, I might enjoy it. So I definitely want to give it another try, but as of right now, I am just not into the Raven Boys whatsoever, and I have actually heard other people that also don't really like the Raven Boys, so I'm definitely not alone with this one. But yes, I really do want to try it again, but as of right now, The Raven Boys is one of the most popular series around, and I just really did not like the first book. So these were all of the popular books that I don't like. I'm very sorry if I mentioned one of your favorite books, but this is just my opinion, and yep. And please let me know in the comments some popular books that you don't like, because I'm always quite interested in hearing all of the different opinions about books, especially about popular books. So yes, do let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'll put all the links down below so you can check it out as well. And yes, again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you all have a very lovely day, and I'll see you next time.